Hey everyone, it's Bree. I'm back with another scrapbook process video for SpiegelMom Scraps, and I'll be using this sketch today from Stick It Down, and I will have their links below in the description box because this is the final sketch that I will be using for the month of September. And SpiegelMom Scraps, if you didn't know, she is the prize sponsor for this month, and 3 lucky people will win $10 shop credit. So that's super exciting, especially because we've been having lots of new releases, and there are some gorgeous mixes coming up. You guys are going to be so excited to see them all. I am also going to be working with a cut file from the SpiegelMom Scraps shop. If you didn't know, she does have a bunch of cut files, and they're all for free. Like, it's so awesome. So definitely go check them out. The one I'm using is called Ginger, and I'll have the link for that cut file below as well. So the 3 mixes that I am going to be using, I only have 2 right now because I decided to pull in the 3rd one at the last minute. But I am using She Sells Seashells, gosh, that's such a tongue twister, Watch Me Flip, and Pixy Stix. So I've got my cut file already cut out. I used my silhouette, and the sketch calls for a 2-page layout. And I have done 2-page layouts before. That's not a problem. But for this specific one, I just wanted to stick to 1 page because I did want to make a shaker element on it. And this is me considering using the other side of that pattern paper that I had initially chosen, but I decided to stick to the mint, to the one that you're looking at now. So in order to create a shaker element on a 12 by 12 page, I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, I am trying to use my glue pen that I got, and of course, the cut file is so intricate and very long, so by the time I got to back to it, it was already dry. So I just decided to use my Scotch quick dry adhesive since I did have a little more time to get it stuck down. So I have got a 8.5 by 11 acetate piece right there on my desk, and I did make sure to size my cut file accordingly so I can make sure that I knew that it fit on my huge acetate sheet. So I'm just gluing on each of the cut files onto 2 pieces of acetate, and then I'm going to attach it to the back of my pattern paper. So this is going to create the window, and so that way I can add the sequins in and get my shaker like that. That will be the see-through part of my shaker. So so essentially I'm just creating a huge shaker pocket, or 2 of them actually. So that's I'm showing you the front of it, that's how it's going to look. And I'm sorry if I'm stumbling on my words. I got through about 95% of my voiceover, and then my computer froze. So I'm a little, I feel like I'm repeating myself because I am, but to you I'm not. So anyways, okay, so I have this 12 by 12 piece of adhesive foam that I got at a scrapbook sale. And it's Basil, and I know you guys are probably like, wow, what a waste of foam. I got it for 10 cents, and I have like 15 sheets of it, and I got it last year. So I'm hoarding it, and then I thought, you're not even using it, so let's put it to use. And that's why I wanted to do this because I knew I had huge sheets of foam, and that would be really, really easy for me to create a shaker. So right now I'm creating like like a little trench. I'm encasing these little, my windows with foam. I'm like creating a little, like a window, a little pocket of where I'm going to be able to lay or pour my sequins in. And then I'm going to back the entire thing with some cardstock. So I'm just cutting up my foam, and I just did 1 layer. I didn't do 2 because I knew that it didn't need to shake as much because you'd still be able to see them, the sequins in there. And I didn't really need too much movement. It's not like a shaker card or, a little frame. It is taking quite a lot of real estate on my actual layout. So I thought, let's, you don't need to have too much dimension. And then that's also why I added a 3rd sequin mix, and that's Pixy Stix that I'm adding. For that reason, because it was, it's a really large shaker, and if it doesn't move as much, at least the sequins are being seen throughout the whole window. Whew, that was a lot to explain. Okay, so I have all my sequins in there, and then I just used a piece of white cardstock that I get at Walmart. I think it's like a book of 40 pages for $5, and I love to use this cardstock when I use, if I cut anything on my silhouette, because it's not so thick,
And if I mess up, or if I want to, you know, I guess I feel like I'm not using my good basil cardstock to back anything or to cut or anything. So anyways, I've got it, and I'm super excited because it worked out perfectly, and they each have their own little windows, and I love it. And it mirrors the sketch that I'm using. Okay, so the sketch also calls for a series of 3 photos. And so essentially I do have 3 photos. I'm just not going to cut mine apart and separate them. I sized them differently, and I made sure that I had 3 that would fit on a 4x6. And it's a series of photos of my little dog Luna. I had knelt down on the grass. She was over with my other dog Pippa, and so she didn't know what I was doing. And then I knelt down and called her name, and she turned. And then she comes running to me, and she's so happy, and she's such a puppy. Or in this picture, she was such a puppy. And so, of course, I had to do a burst of photos, and I love how it turned out because you can just see her, like, sheer excitement to come say hi to me, and it is the sweetest thing. We love her so much, and she's so funny. So that's the story behind my photo, and that's why the last one, of course, is blurry and grainy, and you know, because that's when she literally ran into me and I dropped my phone right after this. So she's so funny. Okay, so I'm also using my August kits from the Hip Kit Club. I'm really trying to work through what I have because I do have a lot, and I got my September kits from Hip Kit Club, and then October kits are going to be shipping soon. So I feel like I have a lot of incoming product, as well as, you know, a few other kit clubs that I'm a part of. I have a lot of incoming product, and I'm not using them, and I'm scared that it's going to lose its newness to me, and I'm not going to want to scrap it because I have, like, Paige Evans, her whimsical line. I am dying to get my hands on it, and I'm scared that I'm gonna get it, and then as much as my love for Willow Lane is right now, I'm gonna want to just scrapbook with my new stuff. So I'm wanting to use up my stuff while I'm still super excited, and I still really want to use it. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I have created a embellishment cluster and layering on my left. And then if you've watched a few of my last videos, I forget which one it is. I think it's Stretch the Sketch. I think that's the one I did with. I tried to incorporate that cute little panda there that I've got already glued down on another Luna layout that I was creating, because that little panda reminds me of Luna because she looks like a panda. And so I was really excited to be able to add her onto this page. So of course she had to make it. And I'm working on my title now, and it's generic, but it's fitting and it matches my page perfectly. So in the ephemera pack from the Willow Lane collection, it's the word magic, and then it also has this banner piece, and it says "You Are." So of course my title is "You Are Magic," because she's so much fun, and she is so silly, and she makes us laugh, and she really is magic. She's hilarious. So yeah, that's my title, "You Are Magic." And it fit perfectly right in that white space where my white fence is, and it's in the middle. I know in the sketch, I believe the title's on the bottom of the photos. So I thought, you know, this is my take on it, and it works perfectly there. And besides, I didn't really want to cover up too much of my shaker windows. It's not a shaker pocket. We're just going to say shaker element, because that's what it is. And if you've been watching me, I love to make shaker anything. I love it. It's so much fun. And yes, so I've always wanted to create a shaker or shakers on a 12x12, like actually inside the layout, not just sitting on top. So that's why I used the foam, because I wanted it like inside of my layout, and I didn't want it to be warped, or if I didn't stick up the rest of my page, like the whole center, it would dip in and it would bend and, you know, mess up, and my photo would, you know, it would kind of cave in. So that's why I use the foam, to make sure that everything is on the same dimension and on the same level. All right, so all I'm doing was just tucking and gluing and embellishing. I am pulling a few of these stickers. They are the clear stickers from Willow Lane with the black text. then I'm excited because I love to see it shake. And I did tuck my photo into a piece of the cut file. I wanted to lift it up, and it looks like I just tucked my photo right into the cut file. And then I knew I was missing something on the right side because it was very embellishment heavy on the left, but not so much on the right. And I wanted it centered and, you know, evenly distributed on this specific layout. So I added a vellum bag as well as a tag. I think that's from Heidi Swapp. That's super old. And I added a bow on the left-hand side. It's a chipboard piece. And this is where, instead of me being on the bottom left and the top right of having those two stickers, I flip it. And I go to the top left and bottom right. Like, I really wanted to add the star trim. Like, I felt like it needed a little more something. Like, I wasn't pleased because I finished, and then I stepped away, and then I came back, and I'm like, it needs something else. So that's when I pulled out the star trim, and then I pulled out a few hearts from the Amy Tangerine, what's it? Shine On? Something Shine collection. And I'm sorry, it's just slipping my mind right now what that collection is called. So I added a few of these like puffy hearts, and like I scattered those around, and then I'm going to move that sticker that says remember this. I'm going to rip it up, and I'm going to move it to the right because it just was weird. Like, then it was like I was trying to embellish all four corners, and I don't know, I didn't like it. But the top right, I ended up leaving, it says thankful for you, that little sticker. I left it up there, and it doesn't bother me too much. But I think, what else am I adding? I did add gold Heidi Shine, and then with all the black and white in the picture and on the layout, I wanted some black splatters, so I took some shimmers in Night Moves, and I sprayed that around, and I love how it turned out. So there is my final project. I love how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to use my code Brianna15 to save you 15% off on your next order. Thank you so much for commenting, watching, and subscribing to my videos. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.